Good morning. Or I should say good afternoon. It's lunchtime. I'm having a break from computers and having some fresh air and having a walk. It is cold. We're having a real cold snap here in the UK. I do like a bit of a cold snap when it's dry. There's very little wind, so that's at least something. But it's so lovely to be out and about after a very busy week. Busy week. Lots of hours put in with students and, doing what I do and love doing. But it's so nice to be able to get to an end of a busy week and have this moment of fresh air and walking in nature and enjoying it. So, power of thought today. As I was finishing my affirmations, I thought I've got to share this with you. I talk a lot about signs and synchronicities and how I am quite awakened now to them. My spirit team are fantastic at sending me information, and quite quickly I see, if I ask a question, I often do find an answer quite quickly. So for me, I'm very grateful for that. And this morning, of course, my message this morning really was about remembering how strong I am as a person, how much I've grown. I've done a lot of reflecting in the previous few days and etc. But and last weekend was a lot of sort of past reflection. But we're up to date now, and we get to an end of a week, and they're saying, right, we want to remind you of your growth and your strength in your growth and what it is about you as a person. And whilst I'm on this wonderful journey and I'm in my divine feminine power, I feel very blessed to be able to say how grateful I am for my strengths. And my strengths can be my courage and bravery. I have got good leadership qualities, good communication skills, all these sort of things that I use a lot in my day-to-day life. And just to remind me of how blessed I am to have them and how, they're valued, which was what my messages were this morning. But a friend of mine sent me an article she was reading in a magazine, and she said it reminded her of me and that I do it quite often. And I thought, oh, that's an let me have a look. And it was called Glimmer hunting. And I thought, right, let me have a little read of this. And I don't know actually the name of the author of the article. I couldn't see that, but her name was Deb as well, which could have been why my friend thought of me. But she was talking about glimmer hunting. Every day, look out for those glimmers in your life. And basically, it is about signs and synchronicities. And I thought, well, that's a lovely way to describe signs and synchronicities. Often I'll talk about signs and synchronicities when some people are like, what are you talking about? They're not really awakened to that. But maybe the word glimmer and looking for your glimmers could be a nicer way of thinking about signs and synchronicities coming to you. Look for those glimmers. Now, I then immediately sort of thought about it from, that saying of there's a glimmer of hope. There's always a glimmer of hope. First of all, that's very positive. And second of all, when we are in our darkest times often, we know there's always that glimmer of hope that is associated with finding that light, finding that way out, making that change. And there is always that available to us. And so I like the idea of that glimmer of hope, glimmers of hope. Signs and synchronicities are your glimmers of hope. Because the word hunting I didn't like, because I'm not into that at all. And I just thought also the connotation of hunting is really like you're chasing something, you're looking for something, you're searching for something, which means really to the universe you have a lack of. So I didn't like hunting, but I did like the word glimmer and glimmers. And I thought, right, if I say signs and synchronicities are the glimmers of hope for us on a daily basis, even though hope sometimes could have a little bit of a connotation of expectation, but hope is also such a positive word. It's a beautiful word. And if it's used in the right way, I think it's going to have a good, profound effect on your thought pattern, you know? So it's a lovely way. Right, so, sorry, that was the dogs having a bit of a run towards another dog. I had to shout then. Anyway, so I just think it's a lovely thought, isn't it? You know, glimmers of hope. And while we are learning on our journey, when we get up in the morning, if we can really think to ourselves, what is my glimmer of hope today? What is my glimmer? What am I looking at? And the smallest of glimmers can really make you smile. It's just very beautiful to be in that sort of higher vibration of energy of smiling and, you know, looking forward to noticing some magic in your day-to-day life. Even if it's just a person that sort of speaks to you in a kind way or helps you out with something very small, that is a glimmer. That is a sign and synchronicity that they've been put on your path for a reason, and we've got to appreciate that, because then we, you know, respond in kind, or we feel it in our emotions, in our body, in our soul, and it's so lovely to be able to say thank you, and I'm grateful for that feeling. So embrace your glimmers of hope, my darlings. Have a wonderful day. Remember that the light is within you always, find that glimmer of hope.